Hello everybody and welcome back to the garage. Colt's excited we're outside, so that's good. Today we're going to kind of go over making a list and starting to hopefully check things off for this truck to make it roadworthy, because that one is actually going to be going away for an undisclosed amount of time. So with that being said, I'd like to have this one. I mean, I've got the Dakota, which does good as truck stuff, but it's a little compact. You know, if I need to go places, I could always take the Camaro, but I think I'd rather be in this kind of style. So let's jump into it. Well, I've decided, to start this in this building, or this running part, to make sure only the most important of areas. Hey, buddy. So I cleaned off the lid, and I got to clean off the bottom piece of this yet too, the air cleaner. I don't know if I call it housing or what you want to call it. But, yeah, got to clean up the bottom piece, get that guy painted up. Yes, that's all the more I'm going to clean it up. I'm not a prep guy, I'm not a paint guy. It's going to be good enough for what it is. I mean, it'll match the rest of the truck, not being perfect. So, I'm going to go ahead and get this one cleaned up, get some spray paint laid down, and get on to the next thing. Also, for anybody wondering about this, I do use this VHT engine metallic, and it is that Chester, don't touch that, buddy. And it is this gold color. It's the same thing I used on my valve covers. And however, the truck has not really been driven yet. They've been holding up for the heat cycles that it has ran through so far. And if anything bad does happen with this paint, I'm not going to put it on them. I mean, I know the prep on this should have been better. I know things should have been cleaned off better. I know I probably should have wiped it down with some denatured alcohol or something of that sort prior to painting it, but I didn't because I don't care that much. But I still want it to look halfway decent, so it'll look halfway decent. So I'm going to get a few more coats of paint on this, and yeah, let's see what else we got on the list to work on. Alrighty, so it's been like a month actually since I last did this. Obviously, haircut, shave. That's on. Extremely dirty now. And you might be wondering, we're going to go back to the rear end and start messing with taillights. You might be wondering, am I just procrastinating from doing things that are more technical? Well, I got a tailgate, and it works. There's the other one that I'm probably going to sell. But anyways, let's get on to taillights. If you've never taken one of these out before, you got a screw there and a screw there. The whole thing should come out. Bulbs should just, well, luckily this one's broken. You can see in there. You just turn that thing, the plastic piece inside, and it'll come right out. Let's get to it. So in case anybody's wondering, these are TYC taillights. Clearly I bought them because they were the, oh no, nicest ones that I could find. That's a lie. They were actually the cheapest ones I could find on the internet. That didn't look terrible. One old Indian trick you can do with one of these is if you have a screw that doesn't want to come out. Now, a lot of people will definitely disagree with this. I've had to do it before though, so I know it works. So if you have a screw that's really, really stuck, take a hammer and tap your screw. Essentially treat it almost like it's one of those whatever hammers where you have it twist it and then, but not quite as hard because you might destroy your taillight. In my case right now, it doesn't matter. The taillight's already destroyed. But this is pretty much all you gotta do to swap one of these. Normally there's two little things I think on the inside here that'll fight you. Oh no, my bad. Apparently in the 80s they put 2 screws on the outside as well. They didn't do that in the 90s, or I think late 80s. So this is why, if you ever do these, never just start yanking and pulling. Like I said, on this taillight it really doesn't matter, but I'd like to not destroy the other one, for being completely honest. It'd be nice to have at least a spare right hand so that I can put it on the shelf and quite literally never ever need it. because that's just how things work. I'll break this one 4 times before that one has anything happen to it. But I can say I accidentally did break this one with a skid loader, so that was cool. And these even have the Ford stamp on them, so I know they were genuine. Versus my TYC finest taillight Taiwan. Yeah, why not call it Taiwan makes? Now, once your long-winded screws are out, you ought to just fall out. Then you can see what weird things have been done to this. No idea what that's supposed to go to. Well, like I said, you just take these guys, twist, comes right on out. It would also be a good idea for me to make sure my bulbs are good prior to slapping this back in. But that is something that a smarter individual than me'd be doing. Also, I have no idea what this thing is. If anybody knows that one, tell me, because I've never seen something like that. Oh, actually, you know what? That probably plugged into the lights on the slide-in camper, because that was one of the things I was told when I got this truck, that the guy before me, when he first bought it, this bulb feels real bad. When he had this truck, he used it for his slide-in camper a lot, and it is accessible from the bottom, so that would make sense. The more you know. These things should not be hard to put back in, but for some reason I am just on the struggle bus today. Also, in case anybody is wondering, what's happening here? Okay, so now this thing should just plop into place, but it definitely might have massive fitment issues. So this is what I don't want to do, but we're doing it. I'm gonna break this damn taillight, you know that? So right there's where that needs to be. Okay. It actually looks decent. I mean, just looks like a brand new taillight. Right, because it is. So obviously, once you get it in, wow, this screw alignment is terrible. Once you get everything in, you're done basically. I mean, you know, the smart thing to also would have been doing would be make sure your lights work, make sure they work before you put these screws in, but yeah, sometimes I just make life hard on myself in case things don't work. Anyways, it's enough talking, not enough action. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process on the other side. And then we'll see what else we want to do next in like probably another couple days. Alright, taillights are on. They don't look bad. I don't love the fit and finish on them. Like it should be like that corner should be more filled in. It's not a perfectly straight cut. But for a cheap taillight, it'll work. I do want to go ahead and put my voltmeter on the battery though and see if our alternator's charging. Let's try that real quick. I'm gonna pump the throttle a couple times. back underside of the truck here. Let's see how our diff oil is so we can get some fluids checked. Try to get some more stuff off that list. I'm really just going to check front and rear. Maybe transfer case. At least it's wet in there and I can smell oil. Oh yeah. It's got oil and it looks pretty good actually. It's in this one. So I'm not in the slightest concerned about that. I could top it off maybe a little bit, but overall I think she's alright. Let's work our way forward. Alright, I got you on my front phone, or front of my camera here, so things might seem backwards, but if you ever enter one of these, you want to check it. This is your drain, that is your fill to that level. I believe it does take ATF, so that is actually a pretty important thing to know there. That's something I know I don't have any of, so if it's pretty low, I'll have to get some. Okay, she's coming out. I got some red on my arm, and it looks red. Not the cleanest looking red in the world, but it's full, and it's red, and for now, I'm gonna say it's fine. Maybe in the near future I'd change it, but this truck has other things that also need done to it, so we'll worry about that later. Alrighty, we're back up here now at the front axle, and it's just like the rear. You know, you got one drain plug, and well, I should say one plug right sat in the middle, and well, that's it. I mean, probably just like back there, break it loose, use your fingers, and should ought to come right off pretty easy. Okay, there is oil not too far down. It is clean, so yet again, don't got to worry about that one, thankfully. So I am thinking, you all right, buddy? Okay. That's a dog. So I'm thinking I'll probably grease this front end and everything, kind of get a better look on stuff there. I don't know why she isn't drivable after that, so let's get to it. Alrighty. Well, let the truck run for a little while. And I think it's time for an oil change. Did pull the dipstick. It was looking not the hottest for no more than this thing's been ran, which I know I didn't clean out every crevice in that engine when I had it apart, so I wanted to get everything hot, change the oil before running it. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm probably not going to video it. Most people know how to change their own oil. So we'll probably get back to this when I am ready to drive. Well, everybody, supposed to be drive day, but instead we've got bad news. Took off the oil filter, change it, and well, no oil in it. I went ahead and, you know, even checked stuff out once I got this other filter on. Yet again, no oil in it. I took the entire housing off there, put air to it, so I know that the path to and from there is clear. What still is really throwing me off is, why does the sender back there that I know tested good, why is that telling me I have oil pressure? I mean, it's low, but it still is reading I have oil pressure. I've looked at numerous schematics, and the 460 ones do say that it goes from the pump to the filter, and then from the filter on. But I don't know if these are 78 pre, or if they are, what, I think was it 86-ish, where they changed over to fuel injection. I don't know which engine I'm looking at here is the problem. And somehow finding an oiling diagram for one of these is it's incredibly difficult, to be honest. So what I'm going to do, just to verify everything in my own mind, I'm going to take off that rear sender and crank the truck over, and we'll see if it does have any oil pressure going back to it or not. If oil comes shooting out of there, it is my understanding, and I could be incorrect upon this, that the pump itself does actually have a relief valve in it, to where if it is building up too much pressure, that it will relieve itself and then obviously not give the engine enough pressure to really do what it needs to do. But all of that is nullified if it does go to the filter first, because I know that's all open. Like I said, I put air through it. You could hear bubbles. You know, you knew it was going into the oil pan. But regardless, because of that, I really want to go ahead, take that off. We'll see if it shoots oil out, or if nothing really comes out, just a little bit. And that's going to be basically my deciding factor as to whether or not I do continue to dig into this to try to figure out what's going on with the oil pump itself, or if I put a new oil pump in this. So that's enough talking. Let's get that thing ripped out. I'll hook you guys, I'll set you guys up, and we'll see what comes out of it. All right, so if oil's going to shoot out, it'll be right down there by that yellow thing. Coil's unhooked, so it shouldn't start, and you guys are probably going to fall. So there's that. All right, well, no oil. That at least confirms that it's not pumping, which is not really a good thing, but now I know that if I go through and do the pump, I'm bound to at least be able to make something work. So definitely less than ideal, but what do you do? Pump wasn't available when I put the engine together, and I really did want to change it. And it sucks, but I guess we're going to learn how to change a pump together. I will say, though, that things that have read have said that you have to lift the engine 4 inches, you have to do stuff with the trans. I've also heard that you can take off the oil pan assembly, the entire oil pan, as long as you undo the pump with it. I have no idea which way is right. I have no idea which one's true, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to try that way first, and we're going to see what we can do. Everything that I've seen, it seems as though the transmission is what gets in the way. Every video I've also seen has also been an automatic transmission. This one's a manual, so I don't know what the difference is going to be there, but I'm willing to find out and take you guys along that journey with me. It's going to be a terrible time, but it's going to be fun, so make sure you follow along on that one, because it's going to be a doozy. So, and then it really should be its first drive whenever that video comes here. I do want to say, though, it is harvest season, it is bow season. I've got other things I have to work on that take precedent over this truck in YouTube. So I'm going to get stuff out when I can, but till then, thanks for watching. Till the next one.